Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video is composed of things that I tinkered with throughout the day. For step-by-step detailed instructions of those tasks, you can click on the links in the comment section below. This video should contain tips and tricks of things that I've learned throughout the year. Now, I only plan on leaving this video posted for about 30 days. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching. Goals in life is to learn something new every day. I also bother people a lot. What I mean by that is when I see people and I see things I don't understand, I normally say something about it. The guy had a shirt on that said Michelson with a special little orange dot over one of the letters, and I asked him, was that his name? He said, no, that's the company he works for. He works for a company that manufactures glue. He claims there is a thin layer of glue inside this heat sleeve, and it helps the sleeve kind of stick to the cup a little bit. Little glue in the seams of the cup and stuff like that. So this the passive things of life that are going on around us we don't know about. But hey, I learned something new. It wasn't even 7:30. Got that out of the way early today. Kicking off my tinker day, as you can see, at Discount Tires. Getting some tires for my daughter. You know, she can do this stuff, but you know, sometimes the girls, they just don't want to fool with it, you know. So I try to deal with that stuff for her, get them rotated when I'm in town. One of the competitors in the Cincinnati area actually does free alignments for the life of your tires. I got some Yokohamas for her last time. They were decent tires, but 3 years into it, they're getting slippery. The rubber compound is not gripping the road, so we're just going to get her some new tires, help her avoid an accident. You know, there's several things I do in dealing with my car to try to save money, but man, I don't play with tires, you know. Your contact on the road is extremely important. I always make sure that I get good quality new tires unless I am really in a bad place, you know. So hey, beg, borrow, don't steal to get some good new tires. The ones we're putting on our daughter's car is Continentals. They're supposed to have a 90,000 mile warranty. Getting them at a national chain like Discount Tires, she'll be able to use that warranty almost wherever she goes if she keeps the car that long. Man, it'll probably take her 8 years to put 90,000 miles on the car, so hopefully if she passes this car on to someone else, the tires will still be good and they'll still be safe, have good grip, stuff like that. I arrived here at LKQ. These folks must be high or something. They want to charge $5 for every lifter. 20 times 5, it's $100 for some lifters. They sell a complete cylinder head short of the cams for 70 bucks, they told me. Man, I'm buying cylinder heads at U-Pool and pay about $45 out the door. There ain't no way I can afford to pay $5 for a lifter. Brand new, they're 12. I asked the guy how much he thought they cost brand new. Dude told me $45. If he think a hydraulic lifter is $45, he must think he's buying lifters for the space shuttle. I don't need a space shuttle lifter. I need a Volvo lifter. So, not going to be able to replace the lifters in the car. I got a lifter or two that are weak in the Panther. I'm going to have to deal with those, because I can't get robbed out here at LKQ. Looks like LKQ got a gang of new cars out here. Got rid of some of these old, busted up, burn up cars. So I'm just going to glance, see if there's something look interesting, and get out of here and get to work. because can't get no lifters. Some of you all have watched my video about the top 5 things that you should avoid doing at the salvage or junkyard. In this video, I want to share with you what I believe is the top 5 benefits of using a self-serve junkyard. So let's get started. Number 5, it's a great place to meet people that know how to tinker on your brand of car, and in my case, a couple of friends. You have people that are auto enthusiasts that frequent these things. You can meet and talk to these people, and I've met a couple of what I call good friends there, Buster Brown, Ando, and a couple others. Those are people that I've met that share my passion for Volvos at the junkyard. Number 4, it is a great place to learn how to tinker on your car or pull your parts without damaging your vehicle. A good example of that is, say for instance, you need to pull your instrument cluster out of your car to fix something. Well, you can usually go to the local self-serve junkyard, salvage yard, whatever you want to call it, find that vehicle and practice pulling that part so that when you pull yours, you don't damage your car. That's a great benefit. Sometimes you can go to the junkyard, find other people pulling parts, and you can learn from them. So it's a great place to learn how to tinker on your vehicle. Number 3, I think there should be a junkyard etiquette. First of all, you need to understand that the cars and the parts at the junkyard belong to the company that is running the junkyard. So, this is not a place where you come to destroy things as you're looking for what you need. Breaking windows, breaking other parts, vandalizing things is really not a thing to do at the junkyard or the salvage yard. People come here to salvage parts. It's something that they do to find parts that they normally can't find. Some people save money on things, stuff like that. So you don't want to go into the junkyard and destroy things or just be destructive, because one, in essence, is stealing from the owner of the yard. He's bought the car, he's purchased insurance to allow you to come in there, and he doesn't want you in there destroying things just for the sake of being destructive, especially someone may want or need that part. So be aware of that. There's more about that in my other video linked in the comment section. 5 things that you should never do at a junkyard. Enough said about that. Number 2, it's an incredible place to find rare parts that you normally can't find at a retailer. For instance, most manufacturers do not have to support their product after 10 years. If you have a 20-year-old vehicle and you need a part for your vehicle that's been damaged somehow, there's a good chance that you could come to a junk or salvage yard, find that part, pull it, and take it to keep your vehicle in great shape. So, it's a great place to find rare and obsolete parts, and it's also a place to find parts that are original to the manufacturer, so you don't have to buy aftermarket parts that may not be as good a quality. Last but not least, it is an incredible place to save money on parts that you need. A prime example of this is a cam sensor for my Volvo costs about $285 brand new at the dealer. I can purchase that same cam sensor from a self-serve salvage yard for about $12 or $15. So if you're financially challenged, in a hard spot, can't afford to buy new parts, the self-serve salvage yard is a wonderful place to come and get parts you need. Now, I've heard people say that because of people's disrespect, destruction, and things like that, that some of these self-serve salvage yards have closed down. And you don't want to be in that situation where you no longer have it because so much is going on there. But as it stands right now, there are many locations across the U.S. and other places that you do have access to a self-serve salvage yard. And if you're in a financial tough spot, or you want to try different parts to try to troubleshoot your vehicle, it is a lot more economically done going to the self-serve salvage yard. Another thing I like to point out, there's some etiquettes that you should follow and understand when you go to a self-serve salvage yard, and here they are. They have their hours of operation. You want to get there preferably after the opening time and be prepared to be out of there by the time they close. Another thing, they usually do not let children under the age of 16 into the salvage yard. Too much of a safety hazard for them to be looking after children. Number 3, you want to bring the tools that you need to get the part off. Some people don't mind loaning you tools. I've done it. I've helped people pull parts. I've helped people figure out what parts that they need, stuff like that. Number 4, sometimes you can find people to help you pull a part or identify a part or something like that, but it's always good to do research prior to getting to the salvage yard. An example, if I need a part for my car, I will often visit a parts website, look up the part I need, and click on what I call the fitment button, and it will give me a list of other vehicles that part is found on. So it's possible for me to find a part for my car on cars from 94 all the way to 98, exact same part. So you can check that. I normally use the wiki page for finding compatible parts and vehicles, light lenses, tail lights, stuff like that, trim pieces. It'll tell you what cars were made the same for certain year runs. So there you have it. Hope you find the video useful. Again, there's a link in the comment section for another salvage yard video. I hope that helps. I don't know if it was the owner or manager at this LKQ here north end of Cincinnati heard me talking to the workers there about the price of them lifters. Stuck his head out, but when I pulled up the price of the lifters on the website brand new, he didn't want to look at it. Brand new on a website, they're like 12 bucks, and he was trying to claim they were 50, 60 bucks. So anyway, couldn't get any lifters. I'll have to keep the ones I got. Maybe one day I'll open up that head and replace them, but not getting any today. Here it is, folks. Got the rest of my parts for my head, cylinder head job, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that head. I was supposed to get this yesterday, but paid for the shipping, and they didn't ship it the day I ordered it. They shipped it the next day. So anyway, got it in, need to get to work. Alright, I'm here lapping the valves. I put the hose on the valve. I put this bit in there. Sometimes it's better when the drill bit holds it. Then I put some lapping compound on the valve. I turn the drill on. It's spinning the valve around in the head. It's lapping it. And then I just grind away until it sounds smooth. Then I check it, clean it off, maybe do it one more time, make sure both surfaces are flat and clean and it's lapped. So let me do this a little bit more, get this one, and work my way up. Just learned another little trick that you guys could use. I lapped this for a minute or two. It's got what appears to be a pretty decent seat area on it. The head does too. So I was gonna put coolant in there, and William here at the shop said, man, shine a flashlight down the intake manifold, intake port, see if I could see light. With my finger pressing it closed, and I could see light through the one I had not lapped. I could not see any light through the one that I did lap. So that's another way to check, see if they're seating decent. You don't want to grind these things down too much. You want to run that lapping compound until you don't see any more carbon or pits on there, and then till you hear it smooth in the grind. I put some pressure on it with my finger while it's spinning with the drill on the other side, just trying to clean these up, make sure they seat. Here's the valve lapping tool. Put my finger on the other side to put some pressure on it. Here we are, folks. It is time to dive in. I rebuilt that cylinder head. The guys up at Nordic let me do most of the work up there. Got all the valves cleaned up and lapped. So my goal tonight is to get the cylinder head out of the Panther. Man, it is 7:06. I'll work till it gets dark. It's going to get dark a few minutes before 9 o'clock. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is remove the battery, turbo tubing, fuel rail. I'm going to take that off because I'm putting on a different intake manifold. Take my fuel line stuff loose, drain my coolant into my coolant container, and continue to work my way down. Take the intake manifold off, the stuff off the back of the cams. I'm not going to time the engine. I'll do that tomorrow morning before I lay the new head down there. All I got to do is put that crank on spot. So I'm just going to take the belt loose. I do have a new timing belt, idler, tensioner for that stuff. That stuff's due to be replaced. And let me get going fast and furiously. Making some progress. My next step is to take this tensioner loose so the timing belt can be loose from the cams. I'm going to pull this cover off the top of the timing belt cover. After I get that loose, I'm going to take all these bolts off the top, work on my exhaust manifold bolt. That's the part that I think is the toughest, that I really don't like doing. Exhaust manifold. So I'm going to get the exhaust manifold before I take the top of the head off, cam cover. Alright, I think I have a couple of exhaust studs missing over here. I got the ones from the end, but I think there's the next two are missing or broken off. Then I got the next two out, and then I got all but the last one out back there by the EGR valve. I'm gonna shut it down for the night. Getting dark. It ain't like I got any kind of critical deadline, so I'm gonna clean up my tools a little bit, close this hood down some, set the rest of my tools inside the car or whatever in the parts, and hit this thing first thing in the morning. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.